What's good, guys? Just Prince TV here, man. Talking to you about some hip hop and politics. One thing I want to get off my chest, man. It's been over 3 decades now, um, years now, right? Since um, Big and Pac was gone, right? And you still got some people out here being internet conspiracy theorists. Oh, the cops killed Tupac. Oh, he was set up by the government and all of this other nonsense. Listen, man, a black guy from the hood would never be on some rich guy's #1 hit list. Okay? Rich people don't care about poor people from the hood. I I hate to burst a lot of people's bubbles, but they live in a life that um they just don't care about what goes on in the outside world. It's as simple as that. All right? Because they know deep down, hey, that person got no effect on what I do in everyday life. All right? Now, us as colored people, we need to stop the conspiracies and talking about dumb shit. It's making us look dumb. You know? Um, Dog, Tupac ain't alive. You know, Biggie ain't alive. These guys were not killed by the FBI. They were not set up by the police. All of these names were street shit, and they got killed over nonsense and stupidity. Okay? Period. I know some of you guys, you big-time Tupac fans, you want to make up this big conspiracy that to give Tupac passing away some form of meaning, but in actual reality, he died for absolutely nothing. Biggie died for absolutely nothing. They all died from stupidity and dumb stuff. And you know what? The evidence is right there pointing in front of you. You know? Tupac was dealing with some gangsters, and he got shot by the Southside Crips because he had no business getting himself involved in that type of stuff. When you deal with killers, they lose, and you violate one of them, the consequences is usually dire. Okay? If I could go to Watts right now and provoke somebody and put my hands on somebody, and if that person is a known shooter and he lived that life, what you think he just gonna hug it out with me? You think he gonna give me a handshake and say let's shoot a fair one? Nah, he gonna put that hot lead in me, right? That goes for any guy that living that street life. Orlando Anderson was no joke. He died in a blaze of gunfire, and he took 2 bodies with him when he was shooting people. So he got a track record of shooting people. You know? What you think? Tupac was the exception for him to stop shooting people? You know? Same with Big. He got murdered, and he got murdered by the opposite. He got murdered by Bloods. You know, all the evidence points to it. You know? And he got murdered for no damn reason, which was just stupidity because of that whole East Coast, West Coast nonsense. You know? Big L got murdered by his best friend. These situations all are easy. If you hear the streets will always talk. The streets will always tell you what's going on. You know, and that's what happened with a lot of these rappers. They got killed doing street shit, you know. It's an old saying, live by the gun, die by the gun. And if you live in a certain lifestyle, you better be prepared for the consequences that comes with that lifestyle. It's just normal. You know what I'm saying? And all these rappers to this day that's still, you know, unfortunately losing their life in the streets over nonsense. You know, it's just a bad thing that goes on in our community that we need to stop. You know? Look at Nipsey Hussle. He called the guy a Stitch. The guy was a known shooter. He came back and put that hot lead in people. You know? You can't get away with doing certain things to people and expect there to be no repercussions behind it. You know, I didn't even know what Tupac was thinking, for messing with the wrong people like that. Would you think he was just gonna let you slide? Nah, man, it don't go like that. You put your hands on somebody, especially somebody that's in the streets that get down. They don't care about your life. They don't care two cents about your life. There's some kids walking around the hood right now, 13 years old, scrap. You tell them to go and pop somebody, they'll go and do it. No questions asked. There's some people that'll pop you if you got $10,000 in your pocket. And you say, hey, I don't like that guy, go and shoot him. And that's what they're going to do, shoot you. These people out here ain't playing, you know? If a lot of these rappers like Tupac, Biggie moved like Nas, they'd probably still be alive today, you know? But They let their egos and all that stuff get the best of them, and it cost them their lives. You know, and that's the sad part about it. You know, everybody knows who did what. The streets knows who did what. Everybody got a pile of information, a pile of witnesses. Everybody's seen it. You know, and we going by the street code that nobody stitch. You know, Suge know who did it. He was right there looking at the guys as they was letting shots off in the car. You know, all of these guys know who shot who. You know, they're just living by that street code and they keeping their mouth shut. You know, but they know what's up. Simple as that. You know, and in layman's terms, there's a lot of police officers said that Suge said, "Hey man, y'all know who shot Pac? It was Orlando Anderson, man." You know, that came out of Suge Knight's own mouth. Okay, of course he gonna have to deny it when the camera is on him, because he put on that whole gangster persona after that, and that's what gets a lot of these rappers killed, pitting on this gangster persona. You know, and then they start dealing with real gangsters, and the consequences come out, and that's when shit hits the fan. And it's sad because you're gonna, if you're a fan of some of these artists, you're gonna always be wondering what would it be like if they were still alive today. How many classic albums would they have? Who would have been the GOAT? And simple as that, you know. It is what it is. Just Prince TV out. Peace.